Uh, Because your, 'cause your brother could come from a small sanctuary in Great Millstone, Atlanta. Hawashai, Bahashim Rakadash. August 2nd. This is Matthew 24, verse 3. It says, and when he sat, actually, I'm sorry, one, do mind. So then Yahushua went out and departed from the temple, and his disciples came to him to sue him. Uh, sorry, and his disciples came to him to show him the building of the temple. And Yahushua said unto them, see ye not all these things? Verily I say unto you, there shall not be left here one stone upon another that shall not be thrown down. And he sat upon the Mount of Olives, and the disciples came up to him privately, saying, "Tell us what shall be, so what shall these things be, and what shall be the sign of thy coming, and the end of the world?" Yeah, yeah. Okay, so the disciples wanted to know what was the end of the world. I believe that word "world" there in the Greek is eon or age. Right, and we're living at the end of the age, where the disciples thought that over 2,000 years ago, okay, uh, that Yahushua would be returning, back in Acts the first chapter. No, okay, we had a whole other beast to go through, and now we're at the end of that beast. Now we're at the end of Esau's rulership, and the Lord said that will come with signs, seasons, wonders, and so on and so forth. All right, that He set up here upon that planet Earth for us to know about. Yeah. And these nations are gathering themselves for World War III. And it's funny how the solar eclipse covers that part of the Earth. You know, this is the book of Luke 21, verse 25. And there shall be signs in the sun and in the moon. You see the solar eclipse. Okay, it is a sign. Man. Okay, it says in the stars. Yeah, we look up, we see chariots, so on and so forth. And upon the earth, distress of nations. And you see that going on now, man. All right, with perplexity in the seas and the waves roaring. Okay, man's heart filling them for fear. Yeah, people made yeah, as the brothers go into all you see on TikTok or any social media platform, people complaining about what bills, man. All right, I work today and the chick, whatever. No, you're fine. Go ahead, bro. Yeah, the chick today at work is just fucking complaining about bills. He's like, man, this can't be life. I'm trying, man. Only if you knew. Yeah, people are complaining. They're in distress and perplexity. Yeah, uh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, same niggas complaining about inflation and they're fucking back hurting because of goddamn damn society here. Same people who don't want to leave. Same thing like in the wilderness, man. They asked Moses and Moses brought him out there to fucking kill him. True. Hello? Yeah, and the MOT to the B. Yeah, and you see how Esau set it up with his stablecoin bill, pushing the Genius Act. He really pushed the MOT to the B, but he's not saying what it is. He's not saying, yeah, we're about to push the MOT to the B on you people, but he's really setting it up perfectly to have a stable coin, to have a coin that's not as high as Bitcoin, but the average everyday person can use it. Yeah, and as well, that also goes to prove that what Trump said, talking about making the United States the crypto capital of the world, is correct. He's not lying when he says that. I'm Luke 21 or 26. Man's heart failing for fear, and for looking after those things which are coming upon the earth, for the powers of heaven shall be shaken. And then they shall see the Son of Man coming in a cloud with power and great glory. It's talking about Yahushua on the chariot, that white horse, right? So, and these things, and when these things begin to come to pass, then look up and lift up your heads, for your redemption draw nigh. Well, you had, yeah, you also had what the blood moon on the Passover, the Great American Eclipse a year before. You know, so the Lord's speaking. The Lord has what all in light. Yeah, I'll pass your mouth shot. Yeah, so let's not go. You got it, bro. Yeah. The Lord's very meticulous and precise. But yeah, I'm gonna read that Luke 21:28 again, and you can grab. Is Luke 21 verse 28, and when these things begin to come to pass, and look up and lift up your heads. Yeah, our heads are high, man, because we see everything going on in the earth, and we need Yahushai. We're looking up, man. We're looking for the chariots. Brothers see chariots all the time. We're looking in the news, seeing what prophecies are popping off, and we see what all of them are really popping off. It's just a matter of that sea hip coming out. You know, so for your redemption draweth nigh. And we know Yahushua is close. Yeah, mhm. Yeah. Go find a. No, I'm saying so. 1 hour to go to a bunker. A lot of people in bunker nowhere near their ass. So they're fucked. A lot. Even if you do find it, yeah, there's nothing you people can do, man. And these are all signs leading to what the end of your world. You saw, okay, and the new beginning, the new heavens and new earth. Okay, A kind of refreshed tone. This is 2 Peter 3 verse 10. But the day of the Lord Yahweh Bahashem Yahushua will come as a thief in the night, and the which the heaven shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned up. Seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons ought ye to be in all holy conversation and godliness, looking for the yeah, okay, so the day of the Lord, okay, is gonna strike you people because you're not looking forward to it. As the Lord told us to look up for your redemption draweth nigh. Habakkuk second chapter says, though it tarry, wait for it. Okay, we're waiting for it. You people, you're not waiting for the day of the Lord Yahweh Shah to come back. Okay, you're not looking for the day of Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shah. Okay, you're looking for the NBA draft. Okay, here this Putin's talking about fucking nukes, and you niggas are talking about fucking you know. Yeah, fucking back to school shopping, bro. I'm not saying it's not of importance, but this truth should be the number one thing on your mind. The Lord said, if you're saying mother, brother, sister, children, you know, in Matthew's that 19:27. It seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved. Yeah, Zechariah the 14th chapter, the 12th verse, it talks about everything being melted, man. Dissolved. Everything's going to be completely fucking destroyed in America, according to Isaiah the 13th chapter, man. All right, and nothing is going to inhabit this land anymore. Okay, seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons ought ye to be in all holy conversation and godliness? Yeah, you're supposed to be amongst the brethren, man. Chopping it up, helping each other, pushing this word. 2 Peter 3 verse 12, looking for the hastening, yeah, okay, we're constantly going into prophecy, we're constantly, looking for these signs. Hence why we're doing the video on the signs, man. There's a shit ton of earthquakes going on. Every time you look up, man, there's a fucking earthquake, man. It's not no little 5.0, 4.0. It's like a 7, 8, okay, on, what's it called? The Richter scale, man. So things are heating up within the four winds, man. It says, looking for the hastening unto the coming of the day of the Most High, wherein the heavens being on fire shall be dissolved. Okay, talking about what the government of heaven, man. Okay, the world, man. We look for a new heavens and a new earth. Not this current rulership, bro. Not this age, man. Not this heaven, not this government, not this beast system. And the element shall melt with fervent heat. Talking about the ICBM missiles, man. Okay. Nevertheless, we, according to his promise, look for a new heavens and a new earth wherein dwelleth righteousness. Yeah, and we're gonna get new bodies, okay, within the kingdom of heaven. We're not gonna go off anymore. We're not gonna have those stony hearts anymore, man. The Lord's gonna give us a new heart of righteousness. You know, with fervent fucking evil. Yeah, because water and fire are cleansing agents. So really the Lord's cleansing you niggas, man. And is the book of Sirach 43, verse 1. The pride of the height, the clear firmament, the beauty of heaven with her glorious shoe. The sun, while it appeared daring at his rising, a marvelous instrument, the work of the Most High. At noon, a part of the country, and who can abide the burning heat thereof? A man blowing a furnace is in the work of heat, but the sun burneth the mountain 3 times more, breathing out fiery vapors and sending forth bright beams that dimmeth the eyes. Yeah, and that's just one of the words of the Heavenly Father, man. So you have certain planets that have multiple suns, right? But I said, great is the Lord Yahweh Bahashim Yahushua that made it, and at his commandment right hastily. The point is 6, I believe. Yes, yeah, he made the moon also to serve in her season for declaration of times and a sign of the world. Yes, so the sun and moon are what? For signs and seasons of the world. You know? Yeah, could you got like Genesis 1:14, Bob Bishop? Yeah, Genesis 1 verse 14, and the Allahim. Oh, really? Yeah. You're going to be like, oh, like It says, and the Most High said, let there be lights in the firmament of the heavens to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs and for seasons and for days and for years. Yeah, so, the sun and the moon are for signs, man. Okay. For seasons, what seasons are we living in? We're living in what? Second Ezra 6 verse 9. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that falleth. Notice it said what this eclipse, as the brother Gabar brought out, is what? For 6 minutes. Usually an eclipse is for 3, he was saying. So yeah, that's really double the time. So shit's gonna get cracking because especially after these huge signs, okay, something major always happens. Usually during like before and after the Passover and then during the summertime is when shit really starts fucking bubbling. Through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Shai. So expect some crazy shit to go on because at the end of this year they're talking about dropping the BCI for Apple. So things are showing themselves to be what faithful and true. That's all good, bro. Mm-hmm. No, I was saying, yeah, Khan, you're 100% correct. You know, Nah, la. Well, now we show the body. Shalom.